Welcome to the Market Tracker Spotlight for our recently published IoT Chipset and our IoT Module Tracker 2021. So we will start right into this video and talk about why that topic matters to you.
Well, IoT is all about connecting devices and connecting things, and the modules are the heart of these connections and devices. The chipsets are embedded within those modules. Well, the modules are different type of modules like cellular modules and non-cellular modules, where we are tracking the cellular modules and cellular chipset market. And it is it is very important to understand that the cellular market has a very small contribution within the IoT market, but still it is changing very rapidly. There are a lot of activities happening in the market, and which is important to understand for the vendors, for the investors, and for all the key players within the IoT market. There is a chip shortage is already going on. There's a semiconductor surge for these chipsets. There is a 5G technologies coming into the picture. We are already seeing the decline of 2G and 3G. And under all of this, we have seen the LPWA market rising rapidly. And also the LTE Cat1 market is making its stand within the IoT cellular connection market. Hence, there are multiple variables within this market which we need to understand that is changing rapidly and is changing the market dynamics and the competitive landscape within the vendors. Hence, I think this is the research is very important from a IoT research firm perspective that we need to provide market intelligence on it.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts. So how about, do you mind sharing some of your key takeaways from your research?
Yeah, thanks, Wong. When we started doing this research, we wanted to keep in mind that we are going through a COVID era, a pandemic, and also a chip shortage. These are the two key events happening in the market right now. So one of the key takeaways is that in 2021 we saw the 20 million shortage due to the chip shortage is happened in 2021, and the growth will be limited to 9% shipment year over year. And taking a step back to understand what happened in 2020, it was almost 33 million chip shortage, and it was not only due to the COVID impact on production and supply chain, but somehow the demand was also declined due to the COVID impact and a lockdown. And the chip shortage came into the picture the fourth quarter of the 2020, and it's had making its impact in this year as well, and it's going to be impact till 2022. One of the key takeaways from a technological perspective we need to understand is that the LTE Cat1 is getting a rapid traction from the market, and especially Cat1 bis using the Unisoc chipset is holding 23% of market share within the LTE Cat1 shipment, and its shipment is rising 3 times. It's almost 300 times since last year. And obviously, we know that a 2G, 3G is declining market rapidly, and at the same time, the 5G is making an impact in this market. The 5G, we expected it to came to 2020, but however, we see that due to the COVID and chip shortage scenarios, it has been extended to 2021, and so 5G will have a full-fledged influence from 2021 onwards. One of the key insight from a competitive landscape is that the Qualcomm is leading the market and it's dominating the market. And the 4G chipsets are the key dominating factor to dominate the market. And one of the key reasons that they are dominating the market is that they have a good global scale capability of production and shipment. Along with that, they have a good partnership with module players. And they are refreshing their products within a year, which separating them from these competitors. However, talking about competitors, the MediaTek and Unisoc's shipments are mainly dominated by the NB-IoT. And talking about NB-IoT, we have seen that NB-IoT right now contribute almost 1/3 of the global cellular chipset shipments, and it's rising very rapidly on that. Talking about the industrial trends, it is very important to understand that cellular technology covers a wide range of industry applications. is from asset tracking in transportation industries, from remote monitoring in healthcare. However, in our research, we found two key insights from this research. One of the first insight was that the transport and logistic industry holds 30% of share of total cellular IoT chipset shipment. However, the traditional automotive and telematics are not the key reason that it grew in 2020. It was the asset tracking applications. The reason for the asset tracking application grew is due to the COVID impact, where vendors and vaccine manufacturers were eager to know the location of their products. Hence, asset tracking application grew very rapidly in last year, and especially in the COVID era of pandemic. The second insight that we have seen is the inclusion of 5G automotive, where 5G modules are embedded within the automotive, and we are seeing that in upcoming years that this segment will grow, especially from a revenue perspective. The IoT Analytics expect that in next year the automotive revenue will grow 50% year on year, because obviously the inclusion of 5G chipset, which have a higher price right now, even with us fewer shipments.
Thank you very much for sharing your key takeaways. So this marks the end of this interview. If you're interested in more details, feel free to check out our website where we have 2 blogs published to this topic. And if there are any more questions, feel free to use the contact form on our website and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you for watching.